Hey, yo, Internet, what's up? It's Andrew, otherwise known as Drewicious. Welcome to my basement. We're going to go over my weekly watch list for the first trading week of 2023. Today it is January 2nd. Tomorrow will be the 3rd. We have a short trading day this week, but I do expect a little bit more market participation, and we'll see how our story unfolds. So we're going to try and make this a quick video. My voice is a little hoarse from watching my team get destroyed in Green Bay this weekend. But hey, at least they had beer. All right, so before we get started into anything real serious, I do want to ask you guys to do me a favor. If you wouldn't mind clicking like or subscribing to the channel if this content is helpful, that lets me know that I should keep doing it. So if you guys could just click a button, it's easy. And if you don't like it, you can click the thumbs down button, and then I'll reach out to you and find out what I could do better. I probably won't, but you can still tell me that I'm terrible, and I will accept that. All right, let's get to it, shall we? I've got up here in the background a list of tickers. These are all the ones that I've generated through my scans from this week. I've got some daily stuff and some weekly stuff, so we'll talk a little bit about them. All of these will be available on the Discord. I will also probably post these on Twitter, trying a couple of different channels out to kind of find out where I can do the most good. But so here are all the tickers that we're looking for. I've also got them over here. We're going to look at the actual tickers. But if you do find this on either the Discord or Twitter, you'll see that I've got the ticker, the levels, and my thesis for what I'm interested in, what I'm looking for out of that over here in the notes section. So if you want some more information on how to play these levels, you can go to drewsbasement.com. I've got some information in there about how to play the alerts and things you can look for and rules to follow. So all that being said, let's jump into the tickers. I've got two on here that I didn't set levels for, but I am nonetheless interested in them. So I'm just going to kind of have them on my watch list and see if they do anything. It is Disney and UAL. I will describe what I'm interested in here, and then you guys can decide if you want to set some alerts for them. You don't have to take mine. You can make your own if you want to. So Disney, you can see they're coming right down here, sitting at this lower trend level. They did have an inside day. I'm interested in finding out whether they, what they're going to do out of this. I think they could either come through the bottom of this trend for a big flush if we see that the market is going to have some further weakness. I think there's also plenty of room, right? We've got this other upper trend line here. There's plenty of room for us to come back up here and test the upside of this if we do find some more market strength. So I do think that this one is capable of making a nice move. We just have to keep an eye on it to see what's going on. UAL, similar type of deal, double inside days here. They're kind of out in the middle of space. It looks like they've basically closed this small gap that was over here. So they had a big move down here, and then they're kind of regathering in a little bit of a downward channel. So it feels like it could continue to the downside, especially we closed a little bit on the lower side. So we could start to pick up some speed if we do break through this lower structure here. But we are also getting a little close to oversold levels here. So it is definitely possible that we go back up as well. But so I'm just going to kind of look this thing, keep an eye on this in my charts, during the day and see if it does anything interesting. All right, into the actual alerts. I've got Nike in here. After looking at it on the weekly, we put in an outside, actually a double outside correction, an inside, outside, outside, inside setup. So even though this isn't really a lot of consolidation per se, because there was a big move in here with the ER, but we did close last week with a small inside doji here that is not too far away from the break of this weekly candle. So I am looking for the break of this candle. That also coincides with the top of this area over here. So a break up here definitely means that we could see a nice push up towards 125 or so. So definitely curious to find out if they are able to continue on with that strength. Pfizer, more consolidation. I think I also found these guys on the weekly, so I'm looking at these guys as a potential swing candidate. You can see that we regained the upside of this trend line here that goes all the way back to June of 21. We came up, we rejected right about this level here. So we had a bit of a double top, triple top against these wicks here, came back down, are testing this trend line again here and put in an inside week. So I'm looking at this to break above the parent of this candle here and potentially start pushing back up off of this trend line here if it shows some strength. Baker Hughes doesn't make, in fact, I don't know that I've ever actually alerted these guys. I've looked at the ticker a number of times. What was interesting for this one is on the weekly, we have 3 weeks of consolidation, 3 inside candles here, closing near the top of this thing, near the structure of the rest of these candles, these weekly candles here. So I am looking for a break that clears all of these. That would give us a new high over the course of about 5 weeks, and definitely means that we could start to come back up here and test the 31, 32 level, and potentially break out of that. And if you look at this, it does look potentially a little bit like a bull flag here. So if we are breaking up to the north, that would be some confirmation that we're breaking out of that flag pattern, and we could see some continuation, which would be pretty cool. Also on this one, there was an elevation of call activity, about a 450% increase in activity. That is mostly to the ask side on call, so that is a bullish indicator. So I'm definitely going to be watching that one tomorrow. Meta, they came out, I found this one and have been watching this one for a while. We just came out of this several weeks of consolidation where we were getting tighter and tighter in this triangle formation here. We did finally break out, and we came back down, tested it, and are again trying to make a break to the north here. So the candle, this inside candle here, closed just below the close of the previous candle. So I would be looking for a break of this candle in order to get up here and test some of the tops of these wicks, and that would be confirmation coming out of here. So we definitely could see, and we have been in consolidation here for about 4 days according to TTM Squeeze. So if we see a big move here, it could be a very substantial move, and we could see a lot of movement if we start to see some shorts get squeezed out. All right, Netflix I've got on here as well. More consolidation. There has been a lot of consolidation in the market in general, just with the short weeks and the holidays and everything coming up here. These guys, similar type of setup. The close of inside candle, closing very close to the top of the parent candle. We've got some traffic here that we'll need to get through. But if there is some more market strength, I think that this could be a nice move, and it may be interested in coming up here to either test or get over some moving averages in here, and maybe ultimately get back up to this trend line here. If we see some market strength, I think there's a lot of room for this one to move up. All right, IWM has a similar type of structure to SPY right now. They've got a little bit of what could be, what may turn out to be a bit of a diamond bottom formation, which would be a reversal pattern. Not saying for sure that that's going to happen. We could definitely go either way, but with the close of an inside candle, and I believe also an inside week. Yes. Oh, no, wait a minute. Nope, that's just a doji. We just broke out of an inside week here, but we had a doji on this one. There was inside weeks for QQQ and SPY. It looks like we just slipped outside of the range for that here for IWM, but I am looking for a break. We've got a lot of consolidation and tops here, so if we do get above this parent, I think we may come back up here and test this. If we get above the top of that candle around 176, we have room to squeeze up here and start to move this and potentially start to maybe see if we can get back up towards that trend line. We'll see what happens. JD, I got a couple of Chinese tickers on here today. JD is kind of stuck up in this channel upper here. This is a fairly long running upper channel. You can see that we're kind of trapped in between them at the moment. And with that consolidation and with the squeeze going into TTM squeeze indicator indicating that we are seeing consolidation here, I'm looking for a fairly explosive move coming out of China. Now I've got brackets on FXI and BABA, but not on this one. This one I'm only interested in the downside. We got a little bit of gaps, some gaps down here to fill. So if we see a break here, I'm really looking for that candle to break down. We would beat through this one here, and we've got that wick right there, and then we're into this gap. So if this one does come through here, I'm not saying that we're going to fire off immediately at this one. This would be kind of like an early entry. If I was going to add more size, I'd probably start to add more size right around 55 flat. I think the low of this candle is 54.68, so 54.60. But if we do break that, I think there's a good chance that we fall through this abandoned candle here and come down and start to test some of the 49 range down here. So there could be a real nice flush if this does actually break out of that space. FXI, I've got brackets on this guy up and down, a lot of consolidation. You can see that we're coming down, we're really getting tight on this upper trend line and this lower trend line. So I am expecting a move out of this one. Again, some consolidation indication confirmed by the TTM. So I do think that we'll see a nice move out of this, this sector here relatively soon. Oracle, I've got these guys in here for a little bit of a slower swing. They're not a super fast moving ticker. Yeah, they're beta. They're a little bit lower beta, not too bad. This is probably about 2 days of range here, so I don't actually expect us to hit this level, but I am interested if the market does start to break down a little bit more. I do think that there is a nice play to the downside coming out of this once we break through these levels of support. And next areas of support there are going to be around 74, and then ultimately I think we could come back down here and find some comfort around the mid 60s. So we'll find out what happens with that one as well. Schlumberger, they're coming into an upper trend line here. They very well could bounce off this trend line, come back down here and consolidate a little bit more. I am looking for a break of this candle here for a move to the upside. So that would be coming out of this this consolidation range and making a break and getting above an interesting level here. And I think that would give us the potential to either make new highs or at the very minimum come back up here and test this 56 level. So, you know, a lot of movement in the oil sector of late. And so I don't know 100% what to expect here, but those are the things I'm looking at. And if you wanted to set an alert down here under the bottoms of these candles, I wouldn't think I don't think that's a bad idea. I'm not going to set it. I'm more interested in that play to the upside off of this guy, but we'll find out where we go. All right, Baba, I mentioned this one earlier. I do have brackets on this one. A lot of consolidation, 3 inside days in a row. You can see that TTM squeeze is also indicating consolidation. So we are packing up for a move here. We just don't know which direction it's going to go, but I am looking for a break of this candle here, either to the north or to the south. Right now, we are closer to the bottom side of that thing. We have a little bit of traffic to make it through here, but if we do break all the way through this and we get down below 85, I think we've got a nice flush out here, and you can see that there's a little gap sandwich in here, which is common with a lot of the Chinese tickers right now. They have this gap in here, so we could collapse down through that and find ourselves down at 75 without too much effort. So we'll find out what comes with that one. Apple is on the list today, largely because it's coming off of this trend line here. I think there's plenty of room for a move to the upside. I am currently sitting in a February strangle, I think, on this one. I'm expecting some more downside out of it eventually, but maybe in the short term here, if we do get a little bit more market strength or a little bit more of a rebound, there will be buyers interested in getting back up into this space over here. So I've got a level set here at 131.50. If I see it go above there, I'll be looking to see if we can get to 136, potentially up here into 145. So that would be a couple days swing. All right, and then NVDA I've gotten here. I've got this one bracketed as well, inside day, play the break of the parent either direction. We've had a strong move down here. Semis kind of got wrecked here at the end of the year. So could we see continuation? Absolutely. If there is some market strength or sector strength for semiconductors, I think there's plenty of room similar to the Apple setup. There's a lot of room up here, and I think there will be buyers looking at this as an area of value if they do start to show some movement back to the upside. All right, to round us out, we've got SPY. SPY, as I mentioned earlier, did put in an inside week, so I've got an alert set here for the break of the parent candle right here. There's obviously plenty of other meat on the bone in here. There's plenty of plays in here before we get to that, right? There's a number of structures in here that are probably worth keeping an eye on. So I would probably be interested in something breaking over 384.50 as a potential play up here to 386, and then that would start to get us right into the neighborhood here where we can get a break. So this also is exhibiting some characteristics of a diamond bottom here. So we've got some expansion and some consolidation here. So if we do see a move up, a break here would start to confirm that, and we would start to expect to see a move back up into this area here, potentially up to 400, 410. We'll see what happens. It's going to require some cooperation. And finally, for the night, QQQ, we are coming off of here what does look like a bit of a triple bottom. So we've got some support here. We can see that there's some demand in this region. We've got an inside candle here on the daily and an inside candle on the weekly. So I'm looking for a break in this case of this parent candle. I think there's a little bit of resistance here, but if we get above even that one right there, we're probably looking at like 270, 275-ish for potential upside here. So if we do see some market bounce, I think there's plenty of upside available here in the Qs as well. All right, everybody, that is the list for this week. Again, I will get this posted more than likely on Twitter. I think it's just @Drewicious on Twitter. got the account set up a little ago. It's not real active looking yet, but I will post this there. We'll also post this in the Discord. And if you have any questions, you can leave comments below. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an awesome start to 2023. I look forward to talking with you in the future. Cheers, everybody.